There is less than a week to go in this campaign, finally, which is about 5 swimming pools full of tequila, depending on how you measure things. The final countdown is on.
Order! You don't tell the Supreme Leader what to do.
You are smashing out those talking points.
I know you're going to get 1,001 photos of me with clinics to my nose. Well done.
Politics is a blood sport, but I wasn't quite expecting this.
We were blessed with not 1, but 2 leaders' debates this week. One on Channel 9.
No, it doesn't. It makes sure that renewables, we will have it this year if we're elected.
You've been hiding in the bushes.
Rubbish record.
Thank you, after it ran past the Chinese government.
And one on Channel 7.
We know you're not friends, but can we be friendly tonight?
We did manage to learn a few things in the carnival of chaos, though.
Anyone who comes by boat.
Sadly, on asylum seekers, both major parties remain on a unity ticket when it comes to Australia's harsh border policies.
I know how to keep them stopped because I know how to stop them.
We had the same position on all of those issues.
Scott Morrison has never seen corruption.
Never. No wrongdoing? No. Never happened in the Liberal Party at all?
I haven't seen that, no.
Alan Tudge is still a minister, but not with a portfolio, although he will be Education Minister if Morrison is re-elected.
The idea that we don't know who the Education Minister, Alan Tudge.
It will be Alan Tudge.
It will be Alan Tudge.
Alan has advised
after
that
the election,
he would be happy to come back and serve in the ministry, and I welcome that.
And Anthony Albanese supports a raise to the minimum wage, but he doesn't want to put a figure on it, although he would like to see it in line at least with inflation, which is 5.1%.
Is there a number though? Is it inflation?
No.
Is it
No.
underlying inflation plus productivity? What is it?
There was a dollar coin though.
But the idea that $1, Scott just spoke about.
Cost of living remained the main theme of the week, as it has for much of the campaign, but it really kicked off when Anthony Albanese backed in at least a 5.1% increase to the minimum wage.
Does that mean you would support a wage hike of at least 5.1% just to keep up with inflation?
Absolutely.
Morrison jumped on this immediately, saying Anthony Albanese had no idea what he was talking about, had no idea of the destruction a 5.1% increase to the minimum wage would cause, and then he came up with this term for him.
He is a complete loose unit on this stuff. He just runs off. He just runs off at the mouth. I mean, it's like he just unzips his head and he just lets everything fall on the table.
Labor seemed a little wishy-washy over whether it would put an actual figure into its Fair Work submission.
With respect, you haven't really answered my question. Will 5.1% be explicitly in your submission?
Well, I did. It was the first thing that I said, which is that we'll have more to say about that.
I don't know what you mean by that, though.
But Labor didn't seem too upset that this is where the campaign had ended up.
I'm the Labor leader, but I'm amazed that this is not a bipartisan issue. These are people who are earning $20.33 an hour, whether they should get $1 more.
Scott Morrison's hand-picked candidate for Warringah, Catherine Deves, continued to pop up during the campaign because of her transphobic comments, even at a mental health funding announcement in Tasmania.
Are you worried about the mental health of the transgender community?
But it was Liberal MP Bridget Archer's personal story which got the most attention.
It's a bit overwhelming for me, actually, to be here today. Something that I've unfortunate personal experience of losing my stepsister to suicide, and I have seen the impact that suicide has had on small communities like mine across Tasmania as well. If we can stop one person from taking their life, then these services will be worth it. So a bit of an emotional day for me today, Prime Minister.
But the biggest twist of the week came at the end when Scott Morrison realised that he may not be distancing himself from Catherine Deves, but he did need to distance himself from himself.
I can be a bit of a bulldozer when it comes to issues, and I suspect you guys know that too. I know there are things that are going to have to change with the way I do things.
It's a sign of just how toxic Scott Morrison's personal brand has become to the Liberal campaign. People may not have an issue with the coalition, but they do seem to have an issue with Scott Morrison himself. So now we're getting a new Scott Morrison with 8 days to go.
He will not change. He will just get more arrogant, more out of touch, less trustworthy.
Anthony Albanese proved he can think on his feet when he came up with this line a very short time later.
Scott Morrison has today said he's a bulldozer. That is, a bulldozer wrecks things. A bulldozer knocks things over. I'm a builder.
But we weren't done yet, with the week closing out with Peter Dutton warning of unusual activity off the coast of WA.
It's a Chinese warship with an intelligence gathering capability. I think it is an aggressive act.
The timing was a little odd though, because we have known about this ship for a week. Other ships have done pretty much the same thing and haven't been as much of an issue. And as Defence said, they have a right to be there, just as we have a right to watch them.
I think what these events highlight is the serious times in which we're living.
Somewhat interesting timing that we've had not one but two press conferences today to tell people how scared they should be.
As we head into the final week of the campaign, the leaders will be crisscrossing the country trying to get every single vote. The coalition will be finally launching its campaign. There will be costings, there'll be a consolidation of messages, but with record numbers turning out to pre-poll, many people are already tuning out. It is going to be an absolute mess of a final week, so stay hydrated and strap in.